The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
In between the multiple monsoons that have been rolling through the EP, there is the EP Podcast. My name is Chris. Belly on up to my 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pour yourself a cold one. Great show ahead for you. Last few shows have been amazing. We've been checking out new restaurants. We've been talking with community leaders. We had Matt Dugan in from the high school. And today we have District 124 Superintendent Jenna Woodland as one of our guests as well. This episode and every episode of the EP Podcast brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. Your child's bright financial future starts with learning good money habits early in life. Help them get ahead with a junior savers account from the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. With a junior savers account, kids can earn interest on every dollar they deposit so they can watch their money grow. Then you get somebody like 10-year-old Nick Lanuti who keeps trying to get me to take out money from his account because he wants to buy more Pokemon cards. The good news, parents, you can track it. It's all attached to your account as well. And he can't take the money out without you because he's a junior saver. That kid would be broke if it weren't for me. No minimum deposit to open up. Go over and visit them today at 95th and Pulaski in that iconic building right there at the entryway to the EP from the West moving east, the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, member FDIC. And kicking off this show, which is going to be pretty much all District 124. I kind of like that when we have like just one big focus on a half-hour podcast on the EP Podcast. Back down here, I love when she's here at the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Dr. Jenna Woodland, the head of the district. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me back.
It's the last time. You were in shock when you came down here. It's the last time at this bar.
I cannot believe it. I'm sad, but I know you'll have me back in a great new space.
Oh, I can't wait to build the next one. Yes. I can't wait to build the next bar. Like, I know what I did wrong in this one. Everybody always goes, oh, it's a beautiful bar. Well, the guy who's buying the house really, really wants the bar.
Oh, of course.
So we're still going to be an Evergreen. EP Podcast is going nowhere, but this bar, unfortunately, was a selling point. I don't think he even wants all the appliances. He just wants this. So he's getting it. So I'm glad you got back here one more time before it's no longer part of the show. And there's a lot of history here, a lot of history between you and me talking at this bar.
Yes, so much.
This is the bar where we heard the plan for Central Middle School. How is that going before we get into the start of the school year?
It is going very well. We spent many, many hours this summer really conducting our big media push that will be released this fall. So the community will actually have live video of what Central Middle School and our elementary buildings look like. So
live video, like it's always going to be on? Like they can just tune in to actual things? Or is it going to be like a video presentation?
A video presentation.
Okay.
Yes, a video presentation so people can actually see a virtual tour of our buildings. But of course, we will also continue to promote in-person tours.
Well, you have to do the in-person tour if you want to smell all the smells.
All the smells.
Because there are some smells. I mean, there's a reason why this building needs to be replaced, because there are some smells. There's smells, and I think, again, in that tour, all the doorways should be open in the hallway.
Yes.
So that people can see why it's such a cluster.
Yes.
That's the best way to say it. Like,
yes.
I don't know how you get the kids up and down the hallway the way it's designed. And I've said that before. And that was one of the things I brought up in that big focus group thing that we did that I was invited to. When I walked through the school, I was like, well, there would be a fight every 15 minutes when I was a kid because you're bumping into each other and you want to make something that's a little bit easier on the kids. So I'm rooting for it. I'm excited about it. I felt like looking at when the EP Podcast came out, that episode, and we were talking about it, there was far more positive than negative.
Yes.
You're never going to get 100% positive because some people just go on Facebook and want to complain about something. But I liked what you did. I'm excited about it. I'm pushing for you. And I'm glad to hear that it's moving along.
Well, thank you so much for the support. And of course, our door is always open. Anyone who has any questions for me, I'm happy to meet with them individually.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Okay, let's talk about the most important thing of the year. It is promoted each and every year on this show. There's foam
There's
each and every year. Is there foam this year as well?
Of course there's foam.
Okay, back to school bash in the parking lot at Central Middle School.
At Central Middle School this upcoming Thursday, the 21st, from 5:30 to 7.
Okay, so we know there's foam. There's food there. You've had some food trucks there recently. In fact, food trucks are getting a little bit bigger in Evergreen Park. There was the Food Truck Fest. I think the fourth one just
I heard
happened.
really good things about that.
It's a lot of fun, and they keep getting bigger and better at it. I know that at the summer concert series, the Village has had food trucks out there.
Mm-hmm.
You guys had eats at this last back-to-school bash last year. It felt like you had a little bit more selection. So are we going to see more of that this year?
Yes, of course. So we actually have our tacos that we have every year. We also have pizza from Baracco's, one of our sponsors. And then we also have that fancy lemonade stand that I'm blanking on the name. But
I know which one you're talking about.
I thought you would help me out with that.
The Craig and the Carriage one?
Yes,
So
that's it.
She's not normally a lemonade stand. Normally there's booze.
Yeah.
But it's a back-to-school bash.
But it's back to school
Right,
bash.
so now it's just
I
lemonade.
always have to say no to that one. People can have all the fun in the world, though, after the bash.
It's not a lemonade. It's a bar that turns itself into a lemonade stand for you, Jenna.
Yes, just for us. So we can keep it kid-friendly, Chris.
Right,
Kid-friendly.
exactly. Trust me, last year I walked over and I was like, booze? And she's like, no booze. Lemonade for the kids.
Yes.
And that's really how it should be. And then you get a lot of other sponsors that go out there and people that come out to support it. It felt bigger last year. Is this something that's always expanding, or do you feel like you figured out exactly what the size should be, and this is more of, we know what works, this is what we're doing again?
Well, I have to give all the credit to the D124 Foundation because they really organize everything. They take in all of our sponsorship, but every year they continue to grow and make it best for kids. And it's just a really big party to welcome everyone back to a positive, uplifting school year.
And one of the cool things I think you do, and watch me say this, and she'd be like, we're not doing that this year, but you invite everybody.
We invite everyone.
Doesn't need to be a student, doesn't need to be a parent of a student.
Correct.
The entire community can show up. Even if you don't have a kid in District 124 schools, the idea behind this is it's a good old-fashioned party for a couple hours. You get a DJ out there, the kids have a good time.
Yes, there's so many. And we actually, we have some extra special characters coming for little kiddos this year. So
And you're not going to tell me who it is. Look at you.
I heard maybe Moana is going to be there.
Really?
Yeah, really.
The Moana.
The Moana. Yes, I know.
Wow.
So exciting. So maybe some other special guests, but we will reveal
Is
just
Maui
one.
coming too?
Maybe.
The Rock is coming to District 124 back to school bash?
I'm not making any promises,
Finally,
but maybe.
The Rock has returned
Yeah.
to Evergreen Park. Am I going to get to hear that on a microphone? Probably
Let's
not.
hope.
Probably
Let's
not.
hope.
That'd be amazing if it happened. Man, I would be out there early if that was happening. I have his book here in the bar. I don't know if you've ever noticed it. I have The Rock's book
Of
that he
course
wrote
you
in the
do.
90s. It is part of all the memorabilia that's on the walls.
Yes.
Okay, so I would have been pumped about that. All right, so it sounds like it's going to be an awful lot of fun. How much does it mean to you to have this bash? Because you have it every year, and it can't be easy to set up. So there's got to be a really good reason why you're having it. You must feel like it's not only a great way to kick off the year, but what is it? Is it positive vibes? Is it a good reminder? Like, hey, guess what? School's starting. What do you think is the biggest benefit to it?
Yeah, so to me, we really emphasize in the district our EP family, and it's just a great way for everyone to get together, reconnect, and again, start off the school year in the right tone. And we raise money for our kids. So obviously, everything that we raise goes directly back to our students, and the foundation does a fabulous job with that.
So what have you been doing over the last couple of months? I asked...
You ask me this every summer.
I
You're
did-
like,
well,
you still work over the summer?
I do this to my sister. She's a teacher. My sister's a teacher. I'm like, what do you do in the summer except just sit around with like a White Claw at the lake? Like, what do you do? And I know you're doing a lot of stuff. I'm just joking around. But like, what is your focus? I asked Matt Dugan this from the high school recently.
Sure.
Like, what is your focus? What are you working on in those months leading up to the year? Because in my mind, I always think beginning of the school year must be the most exciting time, maybe even the most fun time. I mean, I always go back to like my college days with the football games and even at high school. I don't know if I was really excited to go back to school when I was in the 5th grade. It was the end of summer and I was miserable. But I mean, like, what is your focus in the months leading up to it, and how do you view this first month or two?
So August for us is obviously like one of the busiest times of year, and it's because we're registering new students. Our admin team, our principal team does come back, and so we really launched the beginning of the school year, and we just recently had our administrative retreat that I will put in air quotes, which is really just 2 days worth of meetings to plan for a fun start of the school year.
Did that just happen this week?
It did.
Okay,
just
I was
happened.
wondering because there was a gaggle, and I would use that word just like that, a gaggle of teachers
Yes.
walking down the street the other day.
Yes.
And they were all laughing. So they were having a good time.
Look at that. Yes.
So there was some team building going on because they were all having a good time. But I was like, those are teachers. And they're having a good time.
Yes, and we welcomed all of our new teachers, and they obviously, we had pizza at Baracco's because that's what we always do, and we went over all of our initial training for them around curriculum, our social and emotional learning curriculum, and another of other items that they need to know just to start the school year off right.
That's very cool. That's awesome, actually. All right, so you walked in here and I was trying to figure out what we were going to talk about. And I did I asked you something that I expected a very different answer to. What changes have you done? Like, I expect you to be like, well, we have a new principal here. We have a new this here. We have a new that there. Because since you got here, because I interviewed your predecessor on this show a couple times before you got the job. So I was here before you took over District 124. So I've watched over the years. And it seems like every year you were making a lot of personnel changes and trying to get the right people in there.
That is correct.
And when I asked you this question, you had no changes. What does it feel like to be in the zone finally where you've got the right people in place at all 5 schools?
It is just the best place to be in. And I cannot say enough accolades to Central Middle School. We currently have the right structure, which I'm super excited about. We have 1 principal, 1 associate principal, and then 2 deans, which has really helped with student discipline because obviously we want to keep kids safe and make sure that they have everything they need to be successful. And then I have had my elementary principals for the whole time that I've been here, and they are just a dynamic team, so I cannot applaud them enough.
And one of the things that we learned from high school principal Matt Dugan is that one of the things they've been doing is involving students in some decisions or what do you like, what do you not like. He's got older kids.
Yeah, no,
would
we
you
do
would
that.
you be interested in what your students say, or are they still too young for that kind of stuff?
Well, that is a great question. I have a board advisory group, and so they act as like 7 liaisons, just like my board of education, and I bring that feedback to the board as well, and they've done a couple of different presentations. In fact,
and these are kids in the school.
These are kids.
Wow.
7th and 8th graders. And so one of the things that they recommended last year was to change our grading scale. And they presented it to the board, and they wanted it to align to the high school, and we actually implemented that change.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
super
awesome.
great.
I think that I came from parochial school.
Sure.
I went to Catholic school. Nobody cared what we had to say. you told a nun, hey, I don't think we're grading things right. She'd hit you. And
we don't do that.
I know you don't do that. I come from a very different era in teaching and education than what's going on now.
Yes.
But I mean, so I get a kick out of the idea of we ask our students what they want to do, and then we take their input. Like that is, I mean, part of me chuckles about it because it's just so foreign of a concept to me, but you see success out of doing that. I mean,
definitely do.
And that, is it because they feel like they have ownership? Does it give them more pride in the school? What do you think? Where do you think that success comes from?
I think it's ownership, as well as we believe in listening to the boots on the ground, and they are living the day in and day out. And so ironically, some of the changes that they recommended, they were graduating. It doesn't even directly impact them, but they want to make it better for the kids that are below them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And Back to School Bash now coming up. It's going to be on Thursday the 21st.
Yes.
Kickoff is at what time?
5:30, and you might see The Rock. You never know. You never know.
I love that. That's the best. That's the best.
Yes.
And The Rock could be there. You never know.
You never know.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But he could be there.
Yeah.
Moana might be there. Could be the real Moana. Could not be there. We're not sure.
We're not sure.
We know there's foam. We know there's food. We know there's music. I see you there. You seem to have a blast at that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
for
you,
sure.
you enjoy walking around and doing.
I don't go in the foam though, so just don't ask.
Have you ever gone in the foam?
No.
Well, maybe it's time.
No, it's not time. But
Jenna,
thank you for the offer.
I can't not believe in your youth you never went to a foam party. Never once?
Never once.
You're sure?
No.
All right. I got somebody I can call now.
Thanks, Chris.
we recently found out that Jenna and one of my cousins went to school with each other.
Yes.
Which is hysterical because I've been interviewing you for years.
For years.
And then she just realized it and was like, oh, wait, that's my cousin who's interviewing you. And that's maybe one of the funnier things that you never see coming. So
it's always a small world, especially in Evergreen Park.
Well, good luck with Central Middle School.
Thank you.
And the improvements on that. I'm watching that story. I'm rooting for you. And I would recommend everybody out there, because I had never been in that school. I had never been in that school. I saw that school blind with no attachment to it. And I walked in and didn't even know what I was looking for. I didn't even know why you were showing us the school.
Yep.
Because you showed the school before you even talked about the idea of what will we do to either improve it or do we need to replace it. And I went through it not even knowing why I was getting a tour and said to myself halfway through, this is terrible. They need a different building.
Yeah, they need better. They deserve better.
Yeah. And so if you get a chance to take an actual tour through, especially if you are concerned or don't know why they want to do this, walk through it.
And if you come to the bash, I will give you a tour personally.
Okay. Personal tours from the superintendent at the bash. There's no excuse.
No excuse. Come out, get a taco, take a tour.
That's awesome. Tour with a taco.
I mean, it's catchy.
You should have a sign-off that says Tour with a Taco, hosted by Dr. Jenna Woodland.
Yes, there you go.
All right, we came up with a good idea. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street, brought to you by Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. Great small plates, amazing wines. I was in there this past weekend. I was not sure what I wanted to try, so they suggest a few things. You get a few tastes. You find the style you're feeling that night. 21 and over. See all their events and everything they have to offer at SpokenVineWines.com. CSX is ruining your day right now. They have temporarily closed the railroad crossing located at 95th and Troy. Once again, as they always say, they're making necessary improvements and it's going to last for about 2 weeks. All I know is that I live on 99th Street right now, and around rush hour, it's just a line of cars. Don't worry though, after this is over, they're going to close down 103rd. So that alternate route you may be using is not going to be a good route then. Meanwhile, mark your calendars for the final concert of the Summer Concert Series, this one Labor Day, September the 1st, James J. Sexton Park. There's going to be fireworks afterwards. The City Lights Orchestra taking the stage at 5:30 p.m. Food and drink available for purchase, and again, fireworks will follow. The Evergreen Park Senior Council and the Office of Citizen Services presents the annual Memories to Go sale at Yukich Field. It's like garage sale, there's vendors there, there's all kinds of things to discover. September the 6th, 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. You can go to the village website and get your space today. Only inside spaces remain. Registration deadline is August 29th or when it becomes full. And learn the basics of pickleball with instructor John Dwyer on Saturday, August 30th and Sunday, August 31st from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. It's a 21 and over class, $59 for both days, held at the Maple Well Center, 3450 West Maple. If you want to see John in action trying to teach me, you can see how simple it was. Search up pickleball on the eppodcast.com or on our YouTube channel for the video. Now that we've spoken with the Superintendent Dr. Jenna Woodland, let's talk with one of her booster clubs. I don't know if everybody knows this unless you've got a kid in one of the District 124 schools. There's booster clubs that help raise money for the kids. We're going to talk with one of the members of the Northwest Booster Club. Mike Brazel is down here. How are you, Mike?
I'm good, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
You were pumped to come down here. I was surprised. Like, you knew there was a bar. You were like, I've been waiting to see this thing. And you do some woodworking. So, what do you think of the 9-foot homemade oak bar?
For someone who is not a carpenter, it is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
I am quite jealous.
Thank you.
This is something I've wanted in my basement for quite a while, and then children come and toys take over.
See, this was built because my ex told me that I couldn't do it. So then I took 2 weeks furlough from the Cook County Sheriff's Police when I was working for them as a dispatcher. And she's like, why did you take off vacation in September? I'm like, because I had the time and I'm building a bar. And I just stayed around for 2 weeks and built a bar. Like it was one of those years where the kids were so small, we weren't going on a big vacation. I was like, well, I'm going to burn some of this time and build a bar, and I'm glad I did.
Oh, it's beautiful. It is. It's really nice. It's very, very nice.
Thank
I like
you
it
very
a lot.
much.
And if it was for sale, I might have bought it instead. Save me the time of building it. But
that's awesome. All right, so a jog-a-thon. I've never heard of that. I've heard of walk-a-thons, run-a-thons, jog-a-thons. This is like somebody said, let's do a run-a-thon, and somebody says, I don't like running. What is this?
Well, truthfully, that's the first time I've ever heard of it, too. But with our booster club, we have a new administration, new president, new vice president, and new board. The ideas are just coming out like crazy. We're doing a jog-a-thon, family-friendly jog-a-thon around Duffy Park at Northwest, and we're just looking to get the word out so we can get as many people in and raise as much money as possible. Our goal this year going forward is to raise money for a new marquee for the school. The marquee.
It's the sign that says what's going on?
Exactly.
Okay.
This marquee is very outdated. It's quite old. So we're looking into a new digital marquee. We're trying to apply for a grant, but in order to do that, we have to actively fundraise for the cause itself.
What's the benefits of a new marquee? I mean, other than the fact it's
More
going to look
information.
fancy. Yeah.
You can. It's digital. We'll be able to promote anything. And it'll just be on a loop, like similar to Central Middle School. They'd just be able to just give you so much more information, whereas the old marquee, you have to physically, manually change the information.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah, well, it is. And then it'll be on both sides. Therefore, you see it come both up and down 92nd Street, and it'll just be able to promote all that's going on at Northwest, all that's going on with faculty or special days for faculty, special days for students, happy birthdays, whatever. And it'll just be able to get so much more information to promote.
One of the things that we've talked about on the EP podcast in the last 6 months a lot, but over the last couple of years with the leaders, principals, the superintendent, are different improvements that are happening and their long-term plans for some of their buildings. How important do you see booster clubs like yourself to the cause? Because the idea is they have one way in which they're able to get funds that come from taxpayer dollars and then go and do, big projects or even just make sure that they have the right staffing. But it's those little extra things, right? That's what you need the boosters for?
Well, the boosters are, I think, done right, an essential part of the school itself. And they raise money to offset costs to parents for certain events. Say field trips, they'll pay for the buses. And so the parents don't have to pay for bus transportation for field trips. That's just one example. But they raise money, and everything we raise is 100% put back into the school, be it Faculty Appreciation Week, Student Appreciation Week, events. Everything we raise goes right back into the school and the students and faculty for whatever they need.
Besides this jog-a-thon, any other big plans for this year or projects that you guys maybe are thinking about down the line that you kind of want to raise money for as well?
Well, we have our traditional fundraisers that raise money here and there. We have our Wingo Night, which is going to be September 26th.
What is that? What kind of
Wingo? It's a family-friendly bingo.
Okay.
They basically call out different styles of games. Through the bingo montage, they would call out numbers and whatnot, and there's just prizes to be won. And it's not one of our big fundraisers, but it does put money into the piggy bank to help out in other ways. We also have our fall market pop-up as well. That's going to be on November 8th, where we'll have vendors come in, sell their handmade products. We promoted it last year.
Yeah, I remember that last year. We talked about that. As soon as you were talking about it, I remembered what you were talking about.
It did really well, and we're doing 2 a year. We're doing one in the fall, one in the spring.
That's got to be a thing, like going out and getting all those people for markets. Like I've learned with all these podcasts, like I'll meet guys that curate those or people that throw those kind of events. That's a really involved thing to find the people selling, then to also find the ones that are good at it and are going to show up and be reliable and that people want to buy from.
Well, we've been very fortunate.
Yeah.
A lot of people are very interested in doing it on a regular. We've had very good feedback for people that have come in. I really couldn't be happier with the way it went. Our current president, our newly elected president, Kathleen Monroe, she's pushing for that too. And we're going to be looking for vendors in the near future for the fall market. As of right now, we're going to contact previous vendors who have been with us and see if they're still interested in doing it. We've had very good feedback.
Those are always really fun events. I think that's really cool that you guys do that. And back to the jog-a-thon. Who participates in this? Is this the kids jogging? Are you jogging, Mike? I mean, do you need minor podcast celebrities to jog? Like, who's doing the jogging? How do you raise the money? How do people get involved?
Well, I mean, it's a basic thing. We're going to have the registration. There will be a QR code. You can go to our Northwest Facebook page. And there's a QR code on there that you can scan for registration and or pay on there with it. It's $25 per family. And once you register, you will receive a 99 pledge email. There was a race at your pace. You can jog, walk, run, however you want to do it. We're going to be going around Duffy Park. And you can also get sponsors if you want to. People help you raise money for this event and basically sponsor you or pledge you for every lap you do, and it's the top's limitless, and so we yes, I will be jogging. Yes,
I would imagine you'd be jogging. You look like
walking.
A fit individual. I figured that you'd be doing some jogging. You know, the thing about that run around Duffy Park. First of all, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, one of my dream homes would be right across the street from that park. I always felt like that. I would love to have a house right there. But the other thing about it, like if you're playing softball out there, playing baseball out there, enjoying the park or anything else like that, I've always like looked over to the north and said, well, one day I might be in that cemetery. So I better continue to play these sports and do these jogs and enjoy these things. And it's one of those places where like I'm out there and I'm like, you know what? Enjoy it because they're watching from over there on the other side of the fence and wish they could be enjoying it too. That's always the contrast I get when I'm at Duffy.
Right. But it's a new event and it's something it's a new idea to try and help raise money for the school.
Yeah.
And it's just something new that we've that the Booster Club came up with, and it's just like they're going to have the same ideas, or they're going to go over the same ideas that we've had in the past that have worked really well, but definitely bringing in new blood and new ideas. We have a lot of the board members have young children in the school, so they'll be with the school for a while. And I've been involved with the Booster Club for, I want to say, more than 10 years now, but it's always been a great organization. They've always done really good work for this school. This event alone says that we're trying to move into some other ideas and try and find other ways to raise money. There's a pre-race preparation. You come by at 9:45. There will be a table right in front of the main door by the flagpole. You get your number. You'll be registered, and off you go.
I'm sure you've heard of it already. We've had Dr. Woodland on a couple times now since it's kind of gotten out there. They're trying to do a lot of improvements. Namely, one of them might be actually trying to get a brand new school over at Central, maybe even some improvements to some of the other schools. You're a member of a booster club that tries to raise money to improve the school. What do you think about what they've done so far and what they're hoping to do, especially with Central Middle School?
Well, Central Middle School, from what I understand, they are going to be building it is in the plans to build a new school. And as a tradesman, I am really hoping to get on that job. I would really, that is 2 blocks from my house.
You're like, man, first of all, great for the kids. Secondly, I'd like to steady work 2 blocks from the house.
But from what I'm a transplant from another area of the city, and I never realized that the middle school is 100 years old.
Yeah. You get a good look at it they did a tour and you get a good look at it and you go, ooh. There's some problems.
It's time for a new one. Well, I mean, it's just, and that's part of the fundraising. I mean, that's part of it. But for us, Northwest is a very small school and it's very tight community. And I really I've been a part of it since my first son, who is now a junior at EP High School, was in kindergarten. And we've been involved with the school as much as we can. And the fundraising group, from there has just evolved and evolved and evolved, and they just keep getting better and better every year.
All right. Well, the jog-a-thon is what date again?
The jog-a-thon is August 30th. It starts at 10 a.m. and runs till 2 p.m. Registration, you can registration either through our Facebook Northwest Booster Facebook Club, and there was a QR code. Or if you have any questions, you can call 224-803-0189, which is Kathleen Monroe, who is our president. Or you can email us at nwbooster@d124.org. And there's information there, and email us, and we'll be happy to answer emails or questions you might have. But it's going to be a fun event. Hopefully we get blessed with good weather, and hopefully a lot of people come on out and help support us.
All right. Well, Mike, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you enjoyed the bar and enjoy your jog-a-thon.
Well, thank you very much, Chris, for having me. I appreciate it.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.